Hello everyone, it's George and welcome back to Call of Dragons. As dedicated free-to-play player who played this game for more than 500 days, I'm excited to share some insider tips and tricks with you. Stick around and let's dive in. Finally, this time is here. The one of the best seasonal features in the game is back, and we are going to have absolutely amazing amount of fun in Call of Dragons. Because last time when seasonal talents was available, I had the highest amount of merits in the game, like in my history of playing Call of Dragons personally. So finally, seasonal talents are back, and it's kind of revamped. A lot of things have been changed. Basically, new skills are applied, and it looks like really interesting, right? So let's not waste too much time. And at first, of course, let's speak about like talent quests because that's the important part, right? In order for us to unlock these skills and apply this to your account, you need to be completing this quest, which will give you seasonal talents points, and every single talent costs some kind of points. Like it first like seasonal talents cost 1 point, then 2, then 3, 4, and even legendary ones cost 5, right? So basically, the quests are really simple. If you are just playing the game, like occupying the villages should be the no problem. Building alliance buildings for 500 minutes, not a problem. Defeating the Darklings, well, it's just a simple everyday gameplay stuff, right? Which you generally don't need to pay too much attention to these quests. I'm pretty sure you are just going to do it anyways, right? So let's say we got some points and let's see what kind of changes and what kind of talents we are going to have in our game, right? First of all, I will say battle preparation because I think that should be the one at the start of this season which you guys should be taking your attention because, of course, Harvester, your Legion gathers 15% more resources from resource points and back in the business, which is giving you SP recovery speed, right? So basically, you always have to choose one between two, right? So if I choose back in the business, I can't have Harvester. So that's the choice you are always going to have. In my opinion, here I would like to have SP recovery because I want to have as much treaties and as much arrows. Generally, I'm not as good as a farmer because when I have to farm in the game, I'm generally not playing, right? So the second one, Spirit Summoner, increases the proportion of revived legions in the Osiris by 3%, which means if your troops are getting killed at the end of the KVK, some of them will be revived. And the second one is Darkness Destroyer, reduces command point cost of destroying and Darkling Fort by 10. Well, I think this is a new one actually. The last seasonal talents doesn't have any of this. And I think this one is pretty cool, right? Especially for players who want to have tier 5 units and you want more treaties and more arrows. This is the perfect seasonal talent to have, right? In terms of Spirit Summoner, I generally don't have dead troops in a season. Even if I have, that's not a large amount. That's why I highly prefer Darkness Destroyer. And of course, some alliance protection we had last season. It was legendary. Basically, what it means if you are gathering on your alliance territory, nobody can kill you. And the last two legendary ones, the it warrants additional wand capacity, and the second one is the Faithful Alliance. When gathering from Alliance Resource Center, Legion gather speed is increased by 15% and unit load capacity increased by 15%. Here, I highly prefer Diligent Statecraft because I love Warped system, and that's like one of the best systems we have in the game so far, right? Basically, battle preparation is for early game. Whenever you are starting the game, starting the KVK, you want more SP recovery, you want more Darklings and Fort farms. And I think Alliance protection is already at the time when some kind of fights are starting, like pass one fight, and you want some protection if you want some resources, right? The second seasonal talent tree, that's how I'm gonna call it, is Field Morale, and of course, it says that like first options, first choice we have Furious Counterattack. When your infantry and cavalry legions are in army group, they deal 5% more counterattack. Second option is you gain 10% more merits through combat with other players. You can earn up to 100k merits, right? So in terms of like the army group, this is a new feature in the game for this season, I guess. When you will be able to make cavalry and infantry army groups and fight with like your alliance members together in PvP, which we're gonna talk about on a later stage, right? And yeah, it's only available for infantry and cavalry. So if you are not infantry main or cavalry main, you don't care about this talent, you care about this talent, right? The second options we have is Legion Alliance keeps deals 3% more damage, and your Legion deals 3% more normal attack damage in the field, right? Of course, here, well, in my opinion, there is obvious winner, Burning Rage. Your Legion deals 3% more normal attack damage in the field is amazing, and Alliance keeps, well, you generally you are more fighting in the field than in Alliance keep, right? So choice is kind of obvious. The exemplar, right? I'm not sure if it's if I said it right, but exemplar I will say right like that. Select one of your, which is pretty interesting new seasonal talent. So select one of your legions on the map as a target of exemplar. After a short charge, up to 5 surrounding alliance legions gain 10% attack for 15 minutes. When alliance legions with the example buff obtain merits, you also receive 5% more merits they obtained. You can obtain 150k merits each week, right? Exemplar cannot be cast again for 1 hour, which means like 1 hour cooldown. You are getting 10% more attack for alliance for like surrounding 5 legions. Plus you are getting more merits, which is really interesting in my opinion. I think I will definitely try out this seasonal talent, and we'll see how it will be work during PvP, right? I really like field morale because last time it was kind of useless in my opinion. Here I can see a lot of really interesting talents which will be useful in my opinion, right? Common goal, 5 more alliance legions can gain the exemplar buff, which is amazing. I guess well, some support gameplay players would love these talents, right? And the second one is Warrior's Elation. Well, this is pretty weird names, right? When you cast the example on one of your legions, the legion and any of your legions surrounding them gain example buff. This doesn't not count towards the total number of alliance legions who can gain the buff. Well, I think this is pretty cool. 5 more alliance legions. You will need way less players who have this talent to apply buff to many different legions. So I think common goal looks amazing. But in terms of field morale, I think it's way better than it was in the past. These two skills, Exemplar and Burning Rage, is simply amazing, right? Like 3% more normal attack damage, especially if you're Archer. Congrats, that's amazing. And this 10% more attack is simply perfect, right? This next seasonal talent, which is Battle Acuity, I hope I pronounced this name correctly, which is one of my favorite battle talent tree in the game because I'm an archer player, and here we are having long range warfare, right? First choice is Building Frenzy, increase the engineering of ranged units by 100%, and Merit Accumulation, which I think increase weekly merit rotation limit to 200k is the obvious choice. I think I would love to have this one because I'm expecting to get high amount of merits this season. Second option is Cloud Piercer and Gale Step. Though I have been saying that March Speed is amazing for archers and in general ranged units, I think when you are ranged legion, especially archer, you love to apply some debuff decrease to your enemy, especially if you are archer player, right? Multiple legions can add stack by attacking the same target, so especially if you're attacking infantry players, you would love to have Cloud Piercer. So my choice is Merit Accumulation and Cloud Piercer. Of course, next one is Hertes 1. I love this talent. I have been using this talent even before. Whenever we had first seasonal talents, basically it says that more ranged legions you have in the field, more attack you are going to have, and for one legion you are increasing 1.5%. So generally, if you're gonna have 5 legions, 5 will be amazing amount of attacks, right? Next one, which is really interesting because back then on a first seasonal talent, long range warfare was epic talent, but here we have legendary, right? We have a 2 choice, Arcana Hindrance. Each time your magic unit deals normal attack damage in the field, the target legion loses 1.5% March speed. And the second one is long range warfare, which is one of the best skills in the game. Your marksman units have attack range equal to your mage units while in the field, but the difference is last time we had 50% less base attack. Here we have 20%, right? And plus, last time I think legendary ones costed way less, and like spend 7 points in battle preparation in talent branch to unlock the other talent branch. Well, you can see like from here to there we are moving forward. Like at the start of the season we are using battle preparation, and then battle Acuity should be the great choice, right? Especially like for example, if you're a ranged player, I think battle Acuity is your seasonal talents. Even if you are mage or archer, especially, I think both of them you have pretty cool stuff here, especially for archers, right? Like defense break for archers is amazing. Same range as mages is perfect, and here you are just simply having some more slow to your enemy targets, right? And yeah, finally, kind of infantry and cavalry players seasonal talent, which is mass warfare. First choice is Glory Bound. During this season, you will gain a 1 stack of Glory Bound for every 100k merit you receive, increases all damage dealt by 0.1%. So in total, you might get to 1% all damage dealt, which is pretty good, even if you aren't gonna like put points here. At least having here this one, even if you are archer or mage, should be totally fine, right? And second one, when your legion is severely wounded, they return to your city 100% faster, which I think first one is obvious choice. The second option is hack and slash. Your melee legions gain hack and slash upon entering battle, increasing their attack by 1% every 1 second, make stack. Maximum stacks will be 5. And here, logistic support, reduce the cost of the resource healing at your shaman hut, right? Both of them are interesting, but I think if you are infantry and cavalry player, you are going to take hack and slash almost every single times, right? The epic seasonal talent here is army groups, right? And it's a perfect time for us to speak what these army groups do. You can create army groups formed of infantry and cavalry units. After creating an army group, you will also receive 5% of the merits obtained by other lords in legions. While they are in your army group, you can receive up to 100k merits per week through this method. Each alliance can have up to 10 army groups at once. So basically, if you are tier 4 player, you won't gonna do it. If you are tier 5 player, this is the thing you're gonna do for your alliance, which we have to see how it will be, right? It will be something like running a rally, but way more fighting legions, and of course merits will be high, right? But yeah, there is a limit 100k, which is great because you don't want to see every single player running these groups, and if you are archer or mage, you are kind of stuck. So yeah, let's see. It's really interesting, something new to the game, and it will be interesting how it will affect the battlefield, right? The legendary options here is Undialing Army. After creating army group, when your army group's infantry units come under attack from range units in the field, they have a 15% chance to reduce damage taken by 50% and deal counterattack damage to target. So this Undialing Army will be for infantry players, and Thundering Stampede will be of course for cavalry, because if you are using cavalry army group, your Undialing Rush at their targets is in the field, they take 40% less damage, and the rush skill cooldown is reduced by 20%. So basically every single legion type got buffed with these seasonal talents. For example, like infantry has more survivability and more counterattack damage. Like cavalry has more rush cooldown, less rush cooldown, and less damage taken, which they lacked because they should have been more tankier. They are dying really fast. Well, archers got same range as mages, but 20% less physical attack, and ranges has more slow, which is kind of weakest in my opinion, right? And basically there is a lot of good stuff here, right? I told you what I'm going to choose. I really like the Burning Rage, I really like the Exemplar. Now, of course, I'm gonna choose Long Range Warfare with Hertz's 1 and Cloud Piercer. And if I will have enough points, I'm gonna get Glory Bound, right? I'm an archer player, and that's how I'm going to build around these seasonal talents. Of course, your ideas are important. If you may write your ideas, tell me what do you think about my own ideas, and as always, if you like the video, press like, subscribe, share. It always gives me more and more motivation to make more videos about this game. I wish everybody amazing day, morning, and night. We are going to see each other really, really soon. Bye bye and luck.